Pakistan has stood united and magnanimous to each other, which is a great hallmark of a united and strong nation. Thank you, sir. May I just begin? मुझे कहा गया है कि आपने आधा अंग्रेज़ी और आधी उर्दू में बोलना है, तो मैं जल्दी से कोशिश करती हूँ।
जल्दी अंग्रेज़ी में बोल दें।
सर, मुझे शुक्रिया अदा करने दें हमारे लिए पाकिस्तान पीपल्स पार्टी की तरफ से भी, और मैं समझती हूँ सब की तरफ से ये यौम तशक्कुर मनाया जा रहा है, और हम सब इसमें मुत्तहिद हैं कि जिस जज्बे से पाकिस्तानी कौम ने सामना किया हिंदुस्तान और भारत के मज़मूम मकासद का, और उनकी जो कैंपेन पाकिस्तान को उनके अल्फाज में मस्मार करने की हमने मिट्टी में मिला दी है, बल्कि उनको सोचना पड़ेगा उनके साथ क्या हुआ। और उससे पहले चेयरमैन साहब, मैं ये भी शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहती हूँ पाकिस्तान पीपल्स पार्टी की तरफ से, अपने दोस्तों की तरफ से, कि हमारी इस वक्त मुसल्लह अफवाज ने चीफ़ ऑफ आर्मी स्टाफ ख़ास जनरल आसिम मुनीर का शुक्रिया, हर फोर्सेस का शुक्रिया, ख़ास तौर से पाकिस्तान एयर फोर्स जिनके शाहीनों ने नई तारीख़ रकम की है, जैसे चेयरमैन बिलावल ने कहा, in both excellence and aircraft dominance of that field. Sir, I also want to remind the House that when we are giving thanks, it is to everyone, our civilian martyrs, our military martyrs, and all those who stood together despite their political differences. And here I thank the opposition, Chairman Saab. I am explicitly thanking the opposition leadership for standing together. Seamlessly they came together without a hiccup. Leader of opposition, I'm giving you a compliment. Without a hiccup, you all came together for the resolution that we needed to pass. So I compliment all of you.
पहली दफ़ा compliment
पहली दफ़ा नहीं सर, इनको अच्छी तरह पता है कितनी दफ़ा compliment किया है मैंने. And so sir, it is a moment of great pride for Pakistan that Chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari stood and manned one of the international fronts, because India had launched a narrative war. India had launched a huge information war like no one has ever seen before in modern combat times. And we all came together to man different fronts. Some of us were on television from 4 a.m. when the attack started first day. Pakistan television as well as international TV. So I want to compliment Prime Minister Mian Shahbaz Sharif for his leadership in this difficult time. Also, I want to compliment Chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari for manning the narrative international war in a way that I don't think anyone else quite could have done. I don't say this because he's from my party. I say this in all honesty from all the messages I've received across the country and internationally. I also thank Chairman Saab, all those who stood up and spoke, all those who came together, including the President Zardari, who came to Islamabad and guided us through this time. He's the commander of the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, and he was visiting our Ghazis in hospital yesterday. सबका जज्बा बुलंद था जी. और आखिर में, और नहीं आखिर में नहीं, but पहले, before I start quickly, I want to say that we are very grateful to Shaheed Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's vision that today we have a nuclear deterrent. We have a nuclear deterrent, and that has saved Pakistan, not in its usage, but in its deterrence capacity. It is he who said, we will eat grass, but we will get the nuclear bomb, and he paid with his life for it, as we all know. I also want to thank Mohtarma Shaheed Benazir Bhutto for her foresight and her courage in ensuring that the delivery systems for those bombs are with us. They are the missiles that she has made sure the country had. And as you know, in the 87 days that this war in the 87 hours that this war took place, first of all, Chairman Saab, it was thrust on us. It was deliberately thrust on us. ये जंग हम पर मुसल्लत की गई. Pakistan is a rational country, and Alhamdulillah, Pakistan emerged as a mature and responsible, not just conventional, but mature nuclear power, both in the Balakot Pulwama attack as well as this one, 2025 war. What came down from India is completely unacceptable for 3-4 reasons. I will take not very long. But first of all, Chairman Sahab, they have said to us across the board that Pakistan, they pointed their fingers at Pakistan, that you are a terrorist, your country is a terrorist. Before any evidence was found, which is against all norms of international law, they pinned an attack, a heinous attack in Pahalgam, killing 26 innocent tourists on Pakistan without evidence, without any dots linked, and to this day, they have been unable to even provide the names of whom they think, sir, were responsible for this heinous attack. An invented new name was given of a group. I can't even remember it. No one knows that group. And they said, oh, it's one of your old groups. On that pretext, breaking all international laws, covenants of the United Nations and multilateralism, they attacked without warning, without provocation. They attacked innocent civilians in the dead of night, on the night of 6th and 7th. But what did they face, Chairman Saab? Within 1 hour, Pakistan Air Force made history. Within 1 hour, in a battlefield that was very compressed in modern combat history, no one has seen this kind of war before. It was a war where both combatants, the Indian Air Force and Pakistan Air Force, could not see each other physically. They could only see each other on radars. In this compressed battlefield, with less proportion of numbers, as you know, Pakistan Air Force gave them a bloody nose. And they did that within 1 hour. 5 of their jets were down on the ground. Today we can see the debris of those jets everywhere. India can deny all at once, but even the international community has supported evidence for such a breakdown. We attacked the heart of the Indian Air Force's system. This was their core new technology. As someone said, as our Air Force very gallantly said, Admiral or Vice Admiral Aurangzeb said, this was not about the jets. They are great jets, they're state-of-the-art jets. It was the pilots. Maybe they were not so trained. He was very kind and very generous, and perhaps he's right. But our Air Force excelled itself in a narrow envelope of combat fighting, and they have made combat history. Everybody is studying what went on here, and India does not know what just happened. They are still gathering their intelligence and reconnaissance. And in this, the Chinese, who have been all-weather iron friends, have emerged as another strategic victor. Other than us, of course, they have emerged as a strategic victor because it was their aircraft, untested in the conventional battlefield, and it was their missiles that are now hailed as clear victors in any conventional combat in the world. So there we are, sir. We now have a new red line of strategic conventional deterrence established. Point number 1, India is grappling with. Pakistan has established clear dominance in the tactical field with India's far more expensive force. Well, their budget, their defense budget, sir, is 7 times that of our country's. So this is important to know. New red lines were crossed by them, not by us, totally unprovoked, but when we responded, even in the first hour, just in defense, this was established, but they did not stop. They carried on with multi-domain warfare. UAVs were used, what are known as standoff weapons, which are fired, which are missiles, first time used in our combat. Both sides, they were used. And this hot war was the first war that escalated so rapidly since the Kargil War, which was 1998. So this is the first hot war since then, but it escalated very rapidly. India escalated it. Pakistan waited 3 days, 3 whole days to respond when our air bases were attacked in the dead of night again. 3 air bases, sir. Pakistan then went out for its response. Consolidated, high tactically combined with great lethality. They responded. They still did not attack a civilian population, sir. Their targets were military, as is the norm in the rules of war. We abided by the rules of war. So I congratulate our military and our political leadership and all of us here that we were standing in support. ہم سب مستحق ہیں, لیکن سب سے زیادہ ہماری فوج, مسلح افواج مستحق ہے. انہوں نے بھی سیاسی اور پولیٹیکل, انہوں نے ٹیکٹیکل اور اسٹریٹجک میچورٹی دکھائی. They did not escalate at any point. So, who has emerged as the irresponsible, conventional and other power? Who was trying to be the region's hegemon? The United States had to intervene, sir, after 3 days. They had to intervene as a third party when they were not really willing to initially. But like always, they had to intervene, and this time India could not hide that it was a party to seeking ceasefire. Let me say on record, Pakistan may also have sought a ceasefire because we never sought a war. We never sought a war. We don't glorify or glamorize war like their Indian media, to the point where the Indian media, sir, and this is part of one of the war domains now, information warfare became part of the war instruments. What did they do? They were telling us that you wake up in the morning and Pakistan's map will have changed. You wake up in the morning, Lahore will be attacked at its seaport. Lahore doesn't have a seaport. It was a comedy of a bad Bollywood film, a trashy Bollywood film. It wasn't even a smart film. So they have lost a great deal of deterrence, and I feel extremely sorry for this embedded media that has sat and done this. Sir, I have a few points to make. I'll try to be as quick as possible. They have weaponized water for the first time. Ji sir, I'll leave after a bit. They have weaponized water for the first time, which is unacceptable. And their own ally, United States of America, in President Trump's leadership and legacy-making leadership, ended the ceasefire and ended the war with a ceasefire. And they have also established, which India does not like, that Pakistan and India are hyphenated again as military in one parity. They have put that, they don't like that language. Pakistan rehyphenation with India as a military opponent is established by Kashmir. Thank you very much, President Trump. Thank you very much for making it an international talking point again, which New Delhi did not want at all for years and years and years. So he has done that, and he has said, I look forward to Pakistan and India sitting to have dinner together and solving their problems. There is nothing wrong with that. Pakistan and India should have been solving their problems long ago, should not have been shadowing this region with war and conflict. But sir, what has Narendra Modi said? He said that, no, this is not a ceasefire, this is a strategic pause. I'd like to see him thumbing his nose again and again at the United Nations like they have done for 40 years. India has thumbed its nose at the United Nations. It is operating outside all international norms. Let it be said from this whole house, sir, and I'm sure others will say it better than me, that what they've taken Israel's playbook. They should remember very well, we have great sympathies for our brothers and sisters in Palestine, but we are not Palestine. We will hit right back, and we did that with vigor, lethality, and maturity. So thank you very much. Don't for 1 minute think, Mr. Narendra Modi, don't for 1 minute think that we don't have the capacity to strike with our conventional arms right back at you. We don't even have to resort to anything else. So new conventional deterrence has been established, and for that I congratulate all of you. There's a lot more to say, but I think others are going to say it better. Thank you.
Leader of the opposition. No clapping.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inna tu'ena kal kausar fasalli li rabbika wanhar inna shani'aka huwal abtar. شکریہ چیئرمین صاحب. آج کا جو سیشن ہے اس میں ہم بالخصوص جو ہمارے ملک پہ جو اٹیک ہوا, ہماری سرحدوں کو چیلنج کیا گیا, ہمارے